Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from West Ham 1, Chelsea 1. It is yet another draw for Chelsea Football Club in the Premier League. We don't get the job done. It was a very good start to the game. Chelsea playing well for 25 minutes, and then come the end of it, we're talking about the same old issues, the same old problems. And before we get into it, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the George Benson football channel, because despite results not being good on the pitch, the results from you guys and your love off the pitch in the videos and on the channel with the likes and the subscribes have been brilliant recently. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Chelsea today, it was overall, I've got to say it, very poor once again. We did not offer anything near enough going forward. The substitutions from Graham Potter were simply atrocious, in my opinion. The back passing, again, the pedestrian level of intensity that Chelsea Football Club showed was just awful. And I'm sorry, but this West Ham team is 17th in the Premier League table. They weren't very good again today either. It wasn't like we had to fight and dig our heels in for a tough away draw on the road in the Premier League, which quite often you do get games like that where it isn't easy. You've got to chase your tail. West Ham, London Derby, they're going to be up for it as well. But the difference was that West Ham didn't really need to be that good, because Chelsea were playing like a mid-table team that, unfortunately, at this moment right now, that is exactly what we are. The reality of the situation is that no matter what fancy toys and signings we bring in, there is not anything about this team that gets you going at the moment. I think in the first 25 minutes, we saw Noni Madueke getting on the ball, doing very well. Mudryk couldn't get on the ball because Cucurella didn't know how to go forwards. Cucurella was in reverse the whole game. It's like the gear stick has got 6 gears and there's an R written on every single one of them using Cuckooland. The man should not have been on the pitch into the second half, and he somehow manages to come out there at the beginning of the second half. And overall, West Ham get a goal that is correctly ruled out for offside. The VAR go into grave detail. They dissect this moment in footballing time so vividly and so hard that you could almost for a second imagine that they were going to just add another player in there so that West Ham could get the goal. Then there is a moment down the other end where the most clear handball I have ever seen in footballing history is not even checked by the referee, because the video assistant referee, I don't know who it is, but whoever it is a moron, is an idiot, is obnoxious and ignorant to the rules of the sport. It hits his hand, he's on the floor, he's basically saved it before Fabianski can, because he's forgotten that he's a defender and not a goalkeeper, yet it's not even checked by Craig Pawson. Chelsea aren't given a penalty in the last 5 minutes of the game, and then the final few minutes and injury time peters out into nothingness and another draw for Chelsea Football Club. But we begin. Box number 1 is a red box for Graham Potter. The reason it is a red box for Graham Potter today is because, firstly, I want to praise Graham Potter for putting out a very strong team. I think it was a good Chelsea team. However, how Marc Cucurella starts for Chelsea ahead of Ben Chilwell, when Graham Potter has even said himself that Cucurella is void of confidence at the moment. He wants to get back enjoying and loving his football again. Okay, Chelsea are in dire need of results. We need to get top 4. We need to get Champions League football to ensure that our finances are in order for next season, after spending 600 million this season to linger in 9th place in the Premier League table. Not only that, Chelsea don't look like scoring a goal in the second half, but what does Graham Potter do? He leaves the only striker on the bench. He leaves Fofana on the bench. Did he even warm up? I didn't see, because West Ham play in a stadium that was built for the flipping Olympics, so you can't see what Graham Potter and David Moyes are doing unless the camera is right over on this far touchline. I didn't see Fofana warming up. David Fofana didn't get on the pitch when Kai Havertz was putting in yet another feeble effort up front for Chelsea Football Club. It blows my mind. Ruben Loftus-Cheek also comes off, which I didn't understand. Mykhailo Mudryk comes off. I don't know if he's got another cold, but Mudryk would have benefited from having a good quality left-back playing behind him. So when Ben Chilwell comes on for Marc Cucurella, which should have been done at half-time or even in the first half, why is Mudryk then taken off the pitch at the time when he has that player behind him to offer the stability, because Mudryk was defending for most of the game because Cucurella couldn't do it. Cucurella doesn't know what being a left-back is all about right now at Chelsea. He does not have a clue what he is doing. So the substitutions didn't benefit Chelsea whatsoever. It didn't change the game. And when was the last time? Let me know in the comments below. When was the last time Chelsea ever came out of the tunnel in the second half and looked as though anything was different from what was a poor ending to a first half? When was the last time we come out of that changing room in the second half and look at something different or improve? It hasn't happened since Thomas Tuchel was at the club. So Graham Potter is box number 1. It's a red. I'm not going to say Potter out at this point in time, but mate, it's getting desperate, okay? We're not going to get top 4. It's not possible. We can't not beat teams who are 17th in the Premier League and expect to finish above Man United, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal and Tottenham. It's not going to happen. Box number 2 is a green again for Enzo Fernandez because he is a Rolls Royce of a footballer. Yes, we haven't lost and it's been a very negative opening 6 minutes from me with my tonality in this video. But Enzo Fernandez gets a green. Once again, always available for a pass, be it on the edge of the area. The assist for João Felix is absolutely pristine. It is sublime from Enzo Fernandez. And he's there. He's always there in front of the defence. He's getting forward. And I think, as much as, again, I don't want to keep comparing to Jorginho, the style of what Enzo Fernandez brings to Chelsea and that little bit of oomph, I think, is the right thing as I spit all over the lens of the camera. Sorry about that there. But I think Enzo Fernandez brings something that Jorginho didn't. And I think that is the same thing in the sense of that clarity of mind and, let's say, calmness and casualness in a way in front of the defence. But at the same time, he's got that final killer ball and he's in more progressive advanced positions. Enzo was very good. Box number 3 is another green before it goes downhill again, before the end of the video. Don't you worry, I'm as disappointed as you. João Felix gets box number 3 his first Chelsea goal. Was also unlucky not to get another one with the one where he was offside. And he was offside. It was close, but he was offside. Hits the post, and then he puts in the rebound. But the goal is fantastic. In a way, it reminded me of the Mason Mount goal against West Ham last season when the ball comes across and then he volleys it in the bottom corner. Kind of looks similar, not really the same goal. Mount's goal was probably a bit better. But João Felix's goal was absolutely fantastic. And I think he's got the tenacity and I think he's got the energy and the presence of body, which I didn't expect him to have. I thought maybe, we know he can be a bit of a physical player, but the step up to the Premier League is significant compared to La Liga. And I think João Felix again showed today, like he did in the opening hour before he got sent off against Fulham, he showed his brilliance and his class. And he got box number 3. Box number 4 is a red for Mr. Back Pass, Mr. Reverse himself. Marc Cucurella cannot start the next game for Chelsea. Marc Cucurella will not play against Borussia Dortmund. He can't. It's not possible. Cucurella today was awful. Whenever he got forward, the final ball was atrocious. Most of the time he did get forward, he passes the ball backwards. There are moments where Mykhailo Mudryk is screaming for the ball and he manages to find Kepa Arrizabalaga with a pass. I do not understand what it was that kept Marc Cucurella on that pitch for 15 minutes in the second half. I'm baffled by Graham Potter's decisions. Absolutely baffled. And Marc Cucurella today, I understand sometimes players are void of confidence. They're low on confidence. It's a struggle when you're not playing well. It kind of all keeps on going in a looped? That's not even a word, is it? A looped pattern. But Cucurella cannot feature against Borussia Dortmund, and he cannot feature next weekend against Southampton. I would rather play an 18-year-old midfielder, Lewis Hall, at left back than Marc Cucurella right now at Chelsea. Box number 5 is for Kai Havertz, and it's a red. And it's not a surprise this anymore. It really isn't. Kai Havertz as a presence, as a striker, wasn't good enough today. There were moments where there was good backtracking from Havertz, good defensive work rate, and there were moments where you could see the potential link up. But once again, Chelsea are leaving Fofana on the bench, a proper striker, to let this guy run the line. And this guy's not good enough to run the line for Chelsea Football Club. Kai Havertz somehow manages to remain on the pitch all the way until the end of the game. It is mind-blowing. I'm pissed off. I'm not going to lie. I think I've watched that and it feels like a loss the same way that it it's not a loss. Box number 6 is a red for VAR because we have said this many, many times. My biggest frustration is the double standard here between checking every single little angle that probably doesn't even exist for the goal that West Ham score with 5 minutes to go from the free kick that Thomas Souček puts in the back of the net. That is dissected to a T. It's dissected to every single potential angle, and then Chelsea are denied a stonewall penalty. It hits his hand in the box, he's on the floor, he saved it before Fabianski did. Chelsea don't get a penalty, the referee doesn't even go over to look at the screen. It is mind-blowing how decisions with a video assistant referee can still be this shocking. Now, I mentioned in the stream, in my live stream, if you watched it, shout out to you. Then I mentioned that in tennis now, the role of a Hawkeye or line judges don't exist anymore because we can just tell the ball is in or out. With football, it's a bit more complex than that. It's not just the case of either in or out like it is in tennis, but you've got people there, you've got the technology there. You can't get these decisions wrong at this level. What Chelsea could have done with a penalty, who knows? We might have scored it, we might have missed it, we might have still drawn the game, we might have won the game. But it's an atrocious decision, and I don't know who it was the VAR, but you can't referee or ever be on the VAR again because you don't know the rules of the game. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up here. As I said at the beginning, subscribe to the George Benson Football channel if you are new around here and haven't already done so. And if you could, please hit the like button on this video and let me know the 6 things you learned from West Ham 1, Chelsea 1 in the comments down below. Go on, you Blues.